Now you're applauding now, but when you realize what you're in for, you might not applaud so much. I want you to look behind me on this beautiful black screen. We have no projector, so there are a lot of images you were supposed to see today. You're not gonna see them. Very sorry about that. But we're horror hosts. We got this. Let's go. Are you ready? Everybody ready? Excellent. Excellent. Now, the first person I'm gonna bring up here is A.Ghastly Ghoul. Come on up. Yeah. Ghastly.
Dr. Mortose.
So, Ghastly, who are you inducted today?
I believe it would be Nightmare Theater with the Baron Mondo Von Doren and El Sapo di Tempesto.
Excellent!
Come on up now. I have known these guys for many, many years. Fantastic guys from Pepsi Cola, RC Cola, Florida. Florida, the FLA, that's right. I have known these guys for years. I actually met Bensley here on Count Gore Duvall's horror host list back in the day when, remember Yahoo groups? We met on there, and Mike was actually thinking about doing, wasn't it a hillbilly character at the time?
We were, yeah. It was early on we did, and we actually put them on the show when we had a movie that ran really short, so we did develop some hillbilly characters that kind of, we started the show and then in the middle they sort of interrupted, and they were just two guys sitting on a couch talking about the movies. But the Baron and El Sapo have developed over the years for sure.
Into a minor. Oh, he was a woman when they started. It's developed into a minor demon and a luchador sitting on a couch talking about movies now.
With a pet werewolf.
With a pet werewolf. Everybody has a pet werewolf, or you should. Mike and I had, well, these guys came to our wedding. They went all the way from Florida to Cleveland for our wedding. Attempted to roast me, but they ended up making me cry instead, I think. And not in a good way, in an unmanly way. Mike and I went to Chiller together, which he probably still has nightmares over. He went into his room and there was a couple of 300-pound guys doing, you remember that? Yeah. A couple of 300-pound guys in his room doing unspeakable things, let's just put it that way. And lots of good times. Ruth Buzzy laughed at us that weekend. We were romping around in the mud, and Ruth Buzzy came by and said, "What are you guys doing?"
And the great story where we were talking to Tom Savini, and he was running for the elevator, and the doors just went like this. And we just all had a great laugh about that. Tom was standing outside in the hallway.
We actually have video of that. Yeah. It was Tom Savini and Bill Mosley.
Yep. And
they get out of the elevator, and I turn the camera around, and as the doors were closing, I said, "This concludes this session of In the Elevator with Tom Savini." And he went, "Brought to you by PBR," and the doors All right, well, I'm going to shut up and let you guys talk about yourselves.
My favorite thing to do, talk about myself. Hey, so yeah, we started in 2001. We've had a great series of events that have happened with this show. We started in October 2001, so if you remember what happened in September of 2001, it was a really great time to be coming on the air with a horror show. After that, we've done a lot of live events. We used to host, we had an independent theater in Pensacola. We hosted Plant 9 on Friday nights, and we hosted Rocky Horror on Saturday nights every year in October. That theater eventually closed down. In 2006, we were tapped to introduce a thing called Ghouls Gone Wild on Spike TV. The cable network, we did a big intro with 2 movies. One was Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg, and the other one was Blood Angels starring Lorenzo Lamas. So we know how well Lorenzo Lamas' career has gone since then. So I'm not saying we're a jinx or anything, but also as of this year, Spike TV is no longer a television network. So we have a real great track record of things like that. We've been doing this forever. I mean, like I said, since 2001. We've been a part of the Horror Host Underground Network. We've been a part of the Vortex. We've been a part of other places. Yeah, I designed that shirt way back when. We've done a lot of things over the years, and we're just thrilled to be inducted here. And we're going to let you guys know, because hopefully this will help you see us more. We just signed a deal with our local PBS station to produce 13 new episodes of Nightmare Theater this year. And they are talking about putting those episodes into syndication to other PBS stations across the country. So I don't know if you guys know, but Mystery Science Theater was out there for a while on PBS. They pulled that license. They're looking for something to replace it, and we're trying to get in that spot. So hopefully that'll happen this year. But again, it's a pleasure and an honor. I want to thank a lot of folks. I want to thank Bob, A.Ghastly Ghoul. I want to thank Evan, Halloween Jack. I want to thank Curtis Prather from the Horror Host Underground. Just a lot of folks over the years that have supported Nightmare Theater. We all work together. Dr. Gangrene. I mean, these are people that count Gord Duvall above all else, who we wouldn't be here without him and his encouragement back in those early days. When we started shooting, we shot on a Sony Handycam. We did not have any kind of computer to edit on, so basically I would shoot the segments. I would plug the Handycam into a 3/4 inch tape machine, which you've never seen probably in your life, most of you, which the tapes are about this big. That was broadcast quality in those days. And we would literally press the pause button, play the movie, press the pause button, play the segment, record it, and that's how we put the shows together in the early days. Eventually, about 2004, we found a way to edit on the computer, and things changed from there. It got a little bit better, but it's been a long, this is not something that, horror hosts don't do this because they want to get rich. That's for sure. We do this because we love horror movies, we love doing comedy, and we love doing the things that we do, and we appreciate all of you for being so supportive. I've never been to a place more supportive of horror hosts than Ohio in my entire life. Like I said, we used to do Cinema Wasteland. We've done that with Bob and went to his wedding, and the love for horror hosts here is not like anywhere else in the country. So thank you so much for letting us be here and letting us be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Thank you so much.
Does Salvo get to say anything? I've never seen him so quiet.
He usually speaks to me. He sums up everything. We love being here. We love you guys.
All right, guys. Congratulations. Here is yours, and there is yours. Suitable for, oh, they're already framed. All right. All right, guys. Congratulations. Welcome to the club.
Excellent, excellent. So while we are having technical difficulties, I'm just going to say, I'm going to blame it all on Rizzle the Clown. Because we know Rizzle's out there somewhere, fooling around with projectors. That's all I'm saying about that. All right, Captain Crypt, come on up. And who are you inducting?
Well, I'm inducting Dr. E. Nick Whitty from Syracuse in the New York area. He was on from 1964 till 1980. Only thing you ever seen of him, if you'd have seen the slideshow that we had presented earlier, we should have been here, you would have just seen the hand. That's all he was. He was so hideous that he let his sidekick do everything for him. The most things I have found, you can go on YouTube and find a lot of the older clips that they have saved throughout the years. A gentleman had done a whole documentary on the show, which I got to see some of, and it was really good and handled well. And the biggest thing that they had talked about was the opening scene was all shot from a 3x3 dollhouse. And it was over the years they had done little things to that minute dollhouse, and one year they didn't use it, and that caused the biggest stir of his whole career of why they would change their whole childhood just for that dollhouse. But pretty much, he was always, like I said, you never seen him on scene. He was just a hand. And supposedly, like I said, he was so hideous. And Andy Wolf was the gentleman who did the documentary for him. And for this year, for 2018, we're going to induct Dr. E. Nick Whitty.
Excellent, excellent. We're going to send that out to him.
Sadly, he passed away in 2012, and we will be sending this off to his family, and we'll make sure they get it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Don't move. Don't go anywhere. Same inside. Get up here. Big applause for the blind man. No, he's not really blind.
Greetings. I am Dr. Sigmund Zoid from the Interdimensional Time and Space Vortex. And this year I've been asked to induct a fellow horror host into the 2018 Hall of Fame. And the show that these people come up with was Horror Dungeon Hour. And I believe that was about 2009 or or so. Yeah. I've known these fellows since I got into this whole thing, and in fact, they were some of my earliest contacts in the horror host community. Through people in Indiana. If you grew up in Indiana or in the general area, you probably grew up with the great Sammy Terry, and he influenced a lot of us. Let's a little applause for Sammy Terry. So as we came up, you know, it kind of something triggered in our brains at a certain age, and we decided we wanted to be like Sammy Terry. You know, some little kids want to be firemen or superheroes, and some kids want to be horror hosts. So, as this affliction comes on us, we get things like Captain Crib and Fenris Fail from the Horror Dungeon Hour. I'm just going to give the mic to Captain Crib here and let him tell you a little bit about their show and something that's going on.
Well, I want to thank everybody from Horror Hound. This is going to be difficult on me. This week we were supposed to, me and Joe Sexton, which was my partner Fenris in this show, was supposed to be here attending together. He has got cancer, and slowly we found out as of 2 days ago that he couldn't make it to this event, and he has just hours to days to go. He's on the phone with me live right now. Thank you, brother. Real quick, if everybody would just give Fenris a standing round of applause, because he ain't gonna be around this longer, guys. Now, without further ado, I'd like to thank a few people that helped us along the journey here. I'd like to thank Brandy Knight, Daryl Lane, Nick, PJ Blankenberg for playing a character on our show for quite a long time, Al Strunk, Brett Pittman, the Carter family, Ben Harley for doing all of our t-shirts, Nathan Heineman and Jason Hignite for hosting us year after year at these events, Thomas Verdinsky, Patrick Greathouse, Lisa and Tom Wells for giving us the set when ours got tore up in a tragic storm. Aaron Peterson. Scotty and Mike, they were puppeteers for us for a while. Scotty's no longer with us either. Ken Daniels. William and Angela Cohen. You guys are some of the best friends we could ever have at a convention. Al, the host, Ghastly. You've been there from day one. I love you. Tom and Kate Cinema, same with you guys. You guys have been there. I remember going to the Night of the Lepus with you. Sigmund Zoid, you've been a brother like a dad to us. Midnight Mausoleum, you girls have always been there. Jerry Moore, you crazy ass, love you to death. Wish you was here. Raven, Ricky Williams, we appreciate all the support that you guys do. Halloween Jack, Bone Jangler, Gordeval, The Vortex, all you guys, we could not be nowhere without many of you. Some of the support that we had given throughout the years, believe it or not, we supported Susan G. Komen for the fight for cancer for years. I dressed up in a pink Grim Reaper outfit. My partner had a pink Grim Reaper, or his outfit was all pink, and to know that it sort of sucks in the long run. I'm going to lose 1-2 cancer. I'd like to thank Riley Children's Hospital for all the support they've done for us. And just to close it all up, I want to thank you all for honoring us with this award. As I step on this stage, as you can see, my right-hand man's not here with me today. It's not. This has been a very joyous occasion for us. I have always had him as my friend, and this dread has got me down. And it hurts bad that he's not here. So once again, I just want to thank everybody for supporting us. And I'm still going to stick around, and I promise I'll carry this torch on for you, brother. And the Horror Dungeon's not dead, and I'll keep going, and your memory will always be there. And if I get Joe just real quick to come up here on the phone, if he has anything to say thank you. and I appreciate it from my heart. Thank you, guys.
Go with you.
Stay scared, children.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, guys.
All right, A.Ghastly Ghoul. One more time. Yep, you're popular now.
All right, I am here to introduce another great friend, and I'm quite honored to be able to introduce two great friends. Another guy that I met on the Horror Host list, Count Gore's list, from East LA, the one, the only Night Shadow. Yes. Yes, he would love that enthusiasm. Yes. That's actually what he goes for. He's very down-to-earth character, and he makes fun of himself, very self-deprecating. He does horror kung fu theater. He's going into his 27th season right now. Wow. 27 years. And being in East LA, he gets lots of great guests. He shows like part talk show, part freak show, some horror, some kung fu. So being in LA though, he's had guests like Count Smokula, Gary Coleman, and some great ones like Reggie and Gigi Bannister. He gets lots of great guests on his show. And he is, man, I really wish he could be here. Let's see, maybe he could. I am the Night Shadow. Thank you so much for this prestigious award tonight. If you're ever in LA, don't come to my neighborhood because it's dangerous. Okay, or something like that.
That's the best imitation I've ever seen.
Why, thank you. I am the Night Shadow, you know. So, no, he really wanted to be here, but he isn't here, oddly enough, because he did a heroic act and kind of had to stay in town for court. He really did. He did a superhero act, but had to go to court for it. So, we're going to accept this award in his honor and send him your best. The Night Shadow!
Excellent. Now, the interesting thing about our next awardee is that not only is she no longer with us, which is Tarantula Ghoul, there is no footage of her, or very many still photographs. Despite that, the Mummy and the Monkey came up with a beautiful tribute to her, which unfortunately was all pre-recorded on video because they couldn't be here. Well, you're not going to get to see that. But we are going to send off the Tarantula Ghoul Award, and yeah, if you get the chance, hopefully we can put that. Ghastly, can we put that online later? We'll put that up later. The Mummy and the Monkey. Yeah, everyone can watch that there. All right. And what are we going to do about this behind the scenes with Rhonda Metals?
That was a tearjerker. I don't know. I guess we can put that online.
We're going to do that too. So our last two tributes we're going to be putting online for people to watch later. I hope you all do. See how we roped you into watching something later? Please come by the Vortex and watch that too. The other sad note, and I hate to end on a sad note, but we recently learned that James Hendricks, who was Commander USA, he did in fact pass away on St. Patrick's Day at the age of 72. So that means his co-host Lefty is gone as well. This is Lefty. So just a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. That concludes the Horror Host inductions for 2018.